What is up, everybody? It's Water Buffalo Man here from the Watering Hole, and we are going to be doing a little bit of an overview of the Part 2 campaign of the Year 6 anniversary on Global. The Intense X Fierce Transcendent. It's going to have a different name on the Global part, but it's going to be something similar along those lines. We're going to be doing this, just going to go over like a very light overview with a little bit of details covered in between. So let's just jump right into it. This part is it's a good part for the celebration. It's not overly heavy, but it's not too light either. There's enough content to keep you going, so at the point we're not going to get bored. But let's just jump right in and look at the two new story events, the new stages they are adding to those story events. We've got the Master Roshi event, which is what will take him from the TUR status to the LR status. Right now we have these front three here, which now I'm assuming the 19th. A lot of people are speculating it'll be dropping July 19th, by the way, is when the part two should begin. Roughly the 19th to the 20th is what a lot of people are speculating. And right now it's looking like that's what it's looking like, I'm sorry. But for the first event we're going to get is this here. We're going to get these three additional stages added, which are going to turn the Roshi from the SSR to the TUR into this Roshi here, which is before his Extreme Z Awakening, which you won't hear about that until Part 3. We won't say anything on that at all. It's Part 3. But prior to his Extreme Z Awakening, Roshi is actually a really solid unit. Like, he's not anything to sneeze at. He fits on a ton of categories. His passive is actually really good. Defense 100, medium chance of evading, including super attacks and Turtle School category allies. And he has the revival option as well. So he's really good, and he's got an active skill, which gives allies key +7, which is ridiculous. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. I'm just going to give you guys a little overview of the units, but the Master Roshi is nothing to sneeze at, especially when he gets his buff when he becomes Extreme Z Awakened, which we'll go over that in probably a Part 3 episode. So, yeah, let's just remove Roshi out of here, and let's go to the other thing, which is the Miracle of Universe 7, the Power of Trust story event we have active at the moment. Right now, we only have access to these front 4 events here, which gives you this support memory and just the base collecting the units. Now, we're going to be getting these last, 5 events? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12 free Dragon Stones, because you can do them all by playing it, but you will be getting the Awakening medals for the Tien and Roshi on level 5, and level 6 you'll be getting the ones for Krillin and 18, along with the really good support memory that you can get from Sibling Saga number 7. And not to mention, I actually didn't think of this, I just thought of this now, you get the Awakening medals for the UI Goku that came out in like 2017. I do have that unit pulled up, I will show you it. But here's some free stones you can get. But reminder, key right here. This is one thing I want you guys to really pay attention to. Train a second unit of these to level 5. Get them awoken to raise to SA level 15, because these three will be getting EZAs. So here's something. There's a little bit of grinding session for you to keep yourself busy. All right, now here are the 2 units that I was talking about. I'm not going to go into their Extreme Z Awakenings just yet, but we've got the Krillin and 18, really good unit. Not going to go into much detail. Not bad. I like the unit. It's pretty good. Does what you need it to do. The EZA makes it that much better. So make sure to do 2 dupes. 1 SA10, 1 SA5. And here is the UI. This is one unit I'm actually going to go into a little bit of detail on, because this is a unit that not a lot of people would have speculated to be this good, but it pushes to a whole new level when it becomes an Extreme Z Awakening. Like, it's a really good unit now, attack and defense 80, plus Universe Survival Saga category allies key 3, and Universe Survival Saga leader. But when he becomes EZ8, I'm going to hit this one up because this is one unit, like I just said, I really wanted to go into. He becomes key 3 and 77% all stats for Universe Survival Saga, and Fizz key 3 and 50. But this is the key part for me that makes this unit next level. If you don't have any of the 2 Goku Ultra Instinct Sign units, Summonable LR or the Dokkan Festival. This unit is pretty much the third, it is the third best option, but he's suitable on almost any of the teams he fits on if you don't have them, if you want to run a UI. Because of the fact that he stacks attack and defense on supers, he gives attack and defense of 120%, and he's a Universe Survival Saga category support unit and has a high chance of dodging. So he gives 120 to himself, key 3 and 30% attack and defense to his teammates if they're Universal Saga, and can dodge, and not to mention stacks his attack on his supers. And he has some pretty decent stats for being a free-to-play unit that stacks to the moon. And he fits on a good amount of categories. I could see you fitting him logically on Miraculous Awakening, Turtle School, Kamehameha, Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyans. Like, I could see you running him on any of these teams and doing pretty well for the most part. Like, he's not going to be like overpowering by any standards of that, but he's going to be able to hold his own in almost any situation. All right, now to the Tien and Roshi. I'm not going to go over the Extreme Z Awaken because they're, like I said, I'm going to do a separate part for these guys. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comment section below. But these guys are, again, similar to the 18 and Krillin. Pretty good unit. You want to make sure you get multiple dupes. 1 of 5, when I say 5, when I say 10. They're, again, another pretty good team that fits on a few spots. They're an Earthlings category lead, whereas the 18 and Krillin were Joint Forces lead. All right. We have the Extreme Z battle coming up next, which should drop about the same time, if not, like it says here, 2 hours later. It's the Trans-Dimensional Instinct Goku. This one is a little bit different in the sense of it needs the Rapid Growth category, which is heavily reliant on having the Kefla. If you don't have the Kefla, it shouldn't be too bad if you ran just a straight Fizz team. But relying on that Kefla, it would be the best option you can get. So it's not bad, honestly. It's not. This unit is one thing I'm definitely going to go over right here. Here is the Goku pre-transformation with his EZA. He literally is one of the top, if not the best, TUR EZA in the game to this day. Like, there is no unit that I would say surpasses him. His leader skill of 160 puts him above everybody else. I don't like above the Zamasu, above the Beerus, because it's 160 across the board instead of 170 and 130. He stacks attack and defense, which, again, that just makes him ridiculous. And he gives 150 to himself for attack and defense, and then awakens when he's 50% or below, which, let me go over that right now. When he Extreme Z awakens in his Ultra Instinct form, same thing, still stacks, which is awesome. Same leader skill, because leader skill doesn't change. He gets key 3, 100% defense, 200% attack. Great chance of evading enemies at super attack, including super attack. Disables the enemy's guard, and is a guaranteed, the first turn he transforms, to dodge every attack. That pushes him to the next level. Like, even though you need to get this to activate, like, this unit here is good, but this one is that much better. If you can get this to activate, what's good is he'll be constantly stacking the whole time too, which puts it to the complete next level in general. But the fact that he has a guaranteed dodge for 1 turn after transforming is ridiculous against these boss, God of Destruction challenges that they just dropped. And his stats, I mean, like, look at these three. 18,000 for HP, 20,000 for attack, 12,000 for defense. This is just, like, ridiculous numbers. But, again, comparing him to the Fizz one that I was talking about, if you don't have him and you have to run the Fizz one, that's perfectly fine. He's definitely an acceptable unit. But if you have this guy, he just completely blows away the strength one when he's post EZ8. I'm sorry, thought I'd specify that. Post EZ8, he blows away the Fizz one and the strength. So he's a fantastic unit. But let's go back over here and let's look at the next step, which would be the Epic Transcendent Gods of Destruction Assemble. Right now, I have not actually completed any of these on my own because they're a little too strong for me, or at least I don't know the tactic to use. It says tactics here, but I don't think I have all the units necessary. But we have these 4 on global now. We're about to get 5, 6, 7, and 8 in this update, and then 9 through 12 will be in the next update for part 3. There's not really much I can say other than this is a stronger event. You need a little better of a team to be able to take these on. So let's just skip that and let's go to the Infinite Dragon Ball history. We're going to be getting the Warriors of Universe 7, excuse me. It should be a relatively easy event. There's not really anybody in here that could stop you. Other than level 7 Vegeta might slow you down if you're using the AGL UI Goku, because he can evade attacks. Well, I mean, he can do that to anybody. But This part here is the dangerous one. He's tech. So your your AGL UI Goku has no chance of dodging, which takes away like the vast majority of his ability. But he's still a pretty good unit against him. But that's just the only thing that's going to be worrisome is that final step there. But other than that, that's a free 35 stones or whatever it is. That's really simple to beat for the most part if you have the team that can take it on. They're probably going to have... Yeah, and you're going to need to use... Where is it? Right here. Use 3 Universe 6 characters and 3 Universe 11, which if you have a lot of them, it won't be too hard, but I actually do have 3 that I could use off the top of my head, but it won't be too challenging. I think anybody can do it with the right team set, so it won't be too hard. All right, now we're going to skip this. I'll come back to this in a second. Let's go on to the top legendary summon banner, this is the big thing that comes out. Mind you, it's coming out a full week after the part 2 begins, so don't get too excited to summon for it. I'm not pulling these 2 units up because they're not... This banner is not worth summoning on. There is nothing here of value at all. Like, none of these are valuable units. If you don't have them, maybe you could use them because 2 of these have easy A's. This one's got an awakening. This one's got an awakening, and so does this guy. But I mean, these 2 do have like easy A's, but they're not really worth anything. They're not worth summoning. Majority of these have easy A's actually. But the only one really worth going for is this guy here. And that's only if you get him, because then you can get him to his, here, let me do this. If you can get him to this stage here, this unit's fantastic. No complaints about this unit. I've used him on JP. He's great. He fits on the teams he belongs on. Can do, like, immense damage. But other than him, there's no reason to summon for this banner to waste your stones. I mean, you could try it, because we're going to be getting those rainbow tickets, the tons of thanks tickets, which you already have them, actually, which you can use on these banners, but I would not recommend it. I would much rather you guys use those tickets on the other summons, which I'll go back in a second. I'm going to show you guys part 1, but I'll backtrack to that in one moment. But here is the co-op campaign for part 2, which is similar to the Rebrian one we just did. You could challenge it by doing clear an event with however many people, with 3 or more rep 7s, however many times to raise the rank of your team, whatever. You get through these ranks, you get free stones. It's fun to do. You get a bunch of these coins as well. It's just monotonous stuff they ask you to do just to partake. If you place top 3, you get those prizes. Top 4 or 5, you get that. 10, you get that. Okay, and they're in team rankings, so you can like compete with each other. All right, let's go back to part 1, because I want to go over something quick. These tickets here. That's an image. But these tickets here, the tons of thanks, which we have not been able to use yet, will be able to be used on the Dual Dokkan Fest banner or the top legendary summon banners, which will in turn be active the moment this ends. The top legendary summons will go up, or should go up, I'm sorry. And then the tickets should be able to be used, or when part 2 begins, one of the 2. But again, part 2 should be beginning at about the 19th to the 20th is what a lot of speculation is saying. There's part 2, and then part 3, we got a lot to go over, so I'll save that for another episode when that gets closer. But that's pretty much part 2 in a nutshell. You've got a little bit of story quests to do. You got your normal missions you can do. You got an easy A. You still have this, so you got 35... 67 plus all these stones here, so you're getting probably about another 80 free stones. Let me go back and see. Yeah, part 2 collectively, if we reach first rank, which we might again, we're gonna get 33 stones from Dragon Ball History, 34 from UI, and then the rest of these here. But it'd be awesome if you guys would it'd be awesome if you guys would subscribe, like if you like the video. And I'm like messing this up really bad, but thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. That was a horrible ending. That was bad. Sorry guys. So I'll see you guys in part 3.